Hello and welcome. Hi, this is let's get this party started here. I just thought I'd come on, do a video. I'm not sure how to do live yet, so I'm just doing this. I'm doing something. I got a Linux system, so I'm using this cheese program to do my video, and I'm hoping it works all right. So let me know if everything's working out pretty good. Just kind of a little update for you. Happy Labor Day, and I know there's been a lot of people. It's really, for one thing, is it freaking hot enough for you? Man, it is hot lately, and I'm even living down here by the beach, so it's cool. And most of the people are coming down to the beach just to get away from it, so it's pretty packed, or it has been. It lightened up a little bit today, but still, dog gets in trouble off the leash, so, you know, we kind of stay off the beach because the dog's just he owns that freaking beach. That's his beach, so that's what he thinks, and I can't really argue with him because he's a big dog. Anyway, I got a couple Andaras here. Look at this one. Look at that Andara. I want to touch base with you on the life of a warrior and how you know, we have to live that internal dialogue that's running. The description, I think the last video I talked about the description of this life is. It's really just a description, and we live into that description and it spins it into existence. I mean, if you really want to know who God is, you just look in the mirror, because you're the one spinning this stuff into existence. It's just literally a simulation, a computer program that's making this stuff happen. And as soon as you figure out that you're just dreaming, you're dreaming this into reality. And as soon as you figure that out, things start changing a little bit, because you get to be aware of what you're actually creating all the time, and not get triggered by old past events or past programming or past looping cycles that are happening, because that already always listening is trapped inside your field. It's running around and it's doing circles, so it keeps coming up. And you've mastered it when you don't get triggered anymore at all, ever. There's no more fear, no more anger, no more hatred, no more violence. All that stuff is gone from your field. Now, I've been releasing a bunch of stuff lately, and so if you really want to know what's going on today, lots of people are going to start getting triggered, because there's just massive energies today. Especially, I think there's a solar winds are coming, so there's going to be changes coming right soon, because I think there's going to be a shift in the financial market. I don't think the U.S. dollar is going to be regulating the whole world anymore. I think that's changing, and the U.S. is going to be the last one to know about it. I think. See, I like to look through my third eye and not my real eyes, so I just always sometimes I keep my eyes closed. So. See, the life of a warrior is different than the life of an average man. And the only reason it's different is because the average man looks at everything as either a blessing or a curse. And the warrior looks at everything as just a challenge. So everything's just a challenge. Doesn't matter if it's, you know, how big or little it is, it's still just a challenge. And living as everything is a challenge is kind of a different way to live for most, because you know, you look at things, oh man, it's such a blessing I got, you know, all this money or something. Oh, it's a curse, I'm broke now, or it's a curse, the financial system's crashing. Or maybe it's just a blessing in disguise, because that's literally what is keeping us. That's part of the programming that's keeping us locked down into slavery. And see, your higher self doesn't care if you're in pain or suffering a little bit, as long as you wake up. That's what's going on here. This thing will start. It'll get worse and worse. Evil comes around when you need to wake up. So if you see something bad happening in your field, it's time for you to wake up, because that's something that needs to be let go of. You can recapitulate it, right? Let's talk about the recapitulation. All that is an exercise to clear your field of debris that you have entangled yourself with by interacting with everybody on the on this earth plane. So, and it happens when you start, as soon as you're born. Start interacting with everybody, and you start picking up garbage along the way. And because we don't know any better, we're not told. There's no instruction manuals. Nobody's telling you how this thing works. It's literally just frequency. There's nothing really solid about any of this. You're just a perception. We are just a point of perception, and awareness is really all we have. It's just your attention is all you are. You're just attention. And so what we want to do is focus on what our attention is on, because that will steer the course of our life. If we can focus on what our attention is on our intention, then we're doing good. But see, that's later down the road. We'll explain about that. Really, your journey starts now, and the life of the warrior is a little bit different, because after a while you'll understand that this search for knowledge that we're trying to find about how this stuff works, and it comes in light codes, and it's literally like the how did he describe it? He described it as the stuff off the moth's feathers, that little fluff, that fairy dust. It's like fairy dust sprinkling in the sky. It's just sprinkles of light codes, and that's the knowledge we're seeking. And it's just pouring in now. There's plasma frequencies and all sorts of stuff. There's frequencies from other dimensions pouring in here to try to lift this place up. And actually, Gaia is actually ascending, and she might be going faster than most of the collectives. So the collective's got to catch up with that, and that's why some of these things happen, like catastrophes or whatever. It's just a cleansing. So I'd expect to see a few cleansings coming. Excuse me, and because I'm sure there's some people that just won't wake up and do not want to let go of it. They think that this money is all there is, or something. I don't know what it is. They've done anything and everything they can to get it, and that's not really good stuff. My heart goes out to them. I feel so bad for them, because I've been down into the abyss, and it's not a fun place to be. People just eat each other down there. There's no light, no connection with source. So it's just like, whoa. You got to climb out of that thing, and everybody's trying to pull you down while you're doing it. So it's not a really fun place to be. What we got to do is just focus on what's next. And see, there's another misconception about what we've been taught, is that we're going to live forever. I don't see that happening anywhere on this earth plane. I don't see anybody living forever. I've heard of a few people living for a long, long, long time, but they still die too. So I would just get highly connected with your own death. This is one of the tools. Make death your advisor, and it's sitting there right on the mat with you, and it'll tell you whether or not this problem is worth dealing with or not. Because really, if you're going to die today, is it worth dealing with? And if it's not, then just drop it. See, we're wasting our time. See, the only real adversary here on this plane is death. That's the adversary we're battling against, and it's very powerful, more powerful than us. It could come touch you at any time, and then, I mean, let's face it, anything that dies is embedded with power. And maybe, you know, we don't like to hear that, but that's just the programming part. Because I know I don't really like to hear that, but it's true. You know, it's right around the corner. You don't know when it's going to happen. It could happen today, but you can ask your death if it's going to happen today or not, and you'll be surprised how much your life will change once death is advising you about your actions, and whether you should go left or right, or you know, whatever it may be. Whether I need to wash the freaking car right now, or do I need to look good? Hell no. You lose all that self-importance is the enemy here. It's really an enemy, because it's really disguised as pity. We're pitying ourselves. It's just been programmed into us so hard. It's so hard to get this stuff out of us. But let's talk about the recapitulation. The recapitulation is an exercise we do to start remembering our past. So you're remembering your soul fragments back together, because you know, we're made of light fibers, and when you interact with everybody on this earthly plane, we're energy beings, so you interact with them. Sometimes some of these dark things attach and leave fibers in our light fields, and that's what's circling around. We need to let that stuff go and regain the stuff that we left there. See, I don't know, but if you realize it or not, there's other beings on this planet that are not light beings, and they don't have a connection with source. They weren't. I don't think they were even made by our source. I think they were from a different universe or something, and they're here, and they feed on us. They feed on our attention and our energy, our light. So you have to be aware of that. And see, once you do the recapitulation, you can actually take the food right out of his mouth, and they're not going to like me telling you this, because in fact this is the second time I've done this video, because they don't like me to tell you it didn't work the first time. So anyway, I want to do this series on the way of the warrior because it's helped me a lot, and I'm no expert at all, but I do believe that in one of my past lives I lived this life, so I might have a little bit more insight on it than others. But I have to live it just like everybody else. But it does help you. I mean, it helps you. There's the only way that you can survive the path of knowledge is to become a warrior. And anyway, the recapitulation, what you do is you visualize in your mind's eye a certain circumstance, a certain portion of your life, a certain event, a person, a place, or a thing, or anything that's triggering you right at the moment. You could do it too with, like, if something comes up in your thought field and it's triggering you right now, you could recapitulate that right in the moment. It's kind of how I do it, because then we eliminate the stuff and we don't have to play it out in physicality. So what you want to do is you want to start with your chin or the right shoulder and breathe in all the way to the left shoulder. And once you're breathing in, intend to bring back all the missing pieces that you left in that certain thing. What you want to do is you want to build that picture, like all the stuff that was in the room, all the people that were there, everything, the colors, the sounds, the taste, the smells, everything. You want to rebuild it And you want to make it as real as possible and make it like you need to relive the situation. And then you want to breathe in and breathe in all the fibers that you left behind there. And when you breathe back, you want to let go of all the different fibers that were trapped inside your luminosity from that circumstance. You want to breathe from here, just above the belly button, and from here you want to release from the heart, the throat, and the top of the crown, and just release those dark fibers, the darkness of your doubt, or whatever that programming was that you picked up from whatever it was, and let it go. And you know, it's not like this is this is just what's happened. And then you want to take your breath, your head, and go back and forth and back to the middle without breathing. And that's the breathing exercise you can do with the recapitulation. You don't need the breathing exercise, but it makes it like 10 times more powerful, because you get to intend those light fibers and those dark fibers be released from your system, and any density to be released, and any light fibers or missing parts and pieces of light body back into your field. And I always intend for it to be upgraded as well. If it has to come back from source and we can't find my missing parts or pieces, well, source will replace it with some different ones, but I intend it to be upgraded and state-of-the-art. So I'm always being upgraded. Just a little tip for you. Anyway, I thought I'd touch base on that. What else we got going on? We got, oh, there's a heat wave going on. I know you felt that. And we've got a bunch of work to do around here. You know, as far as the money system, I'd buy some silver or something. I think silver will go up 5-6 times the amount at least. I wish I had a better circumstance. As far as my money, it's in stocks, so I'm watching them fall, and there's not much I can do about it today because the stock market's closed. So we might do something about it tomorrow. I don't have any control over it, so I'm just going to figure out what my higher self wants me to do. I'm going to pull some cards. I got some of these dragon cards, and so I'm just going to shuffle these. And let's see what's coming up. And there's one. Vision. Vision. Contemplate the future. So right now is a good time to start contemplating the future, because it's changing. You'll be seeing it happen. The winds of change are blowing in here right now as we speak. There was a corona hole from the sun facing Earth, and it blew a lot of winds in here. The winds of change are blowing, baby. That's gonna blow the winds of change. So it's inevitable at this point. And you know, it's about time. Holy shit, this stupid freaking money system. You know, if you haven't noticed, this inflation is how they steal from you, because now your money is not worth anything. That's how they figure out how to steal from you. And then they crash the stock market, and then they take it all again, and then have everybody start over again. It's ridiculous. And it's been going on for a long, long time. And it just needs to stop, man. There's a better way. And you know what, we can devise, when this thing stops and this has been cleared up, we're still in cleanup. So there's still some things that need to be cleaned up, but it's happening rapidly, and I know there's people working behind the scenes to do it. But once it has, we can Um, here's another card. Surrender. Letting go of the darkness. That's what I told you to do. Just let go of that darkness that's going to come up. You're going to get triggered. I guarantee this is going to be a time of getting triggered. I guarantee it. There's nothing you can do about it. You're going to get triggered. I get triggered daily. It's just whether you're driving down the road or something happens, it triggers you. You get angry or upset or emotional about something that's not really just nothing to really get emotional about. It's just stupid. It's a waste of your energy and luminosity. So let's see what this is about. It's about, that's the other card, healing. So it's about healing. So restoring hope. This is just a process of healing. Just really, there's been we've all been damaged through this whole nonsense. There's been some things, nonsensical things happening on this planet for over 6,000 years. It's been cleaned up a lot, but there's a lot of stuff that is echoing, and there's a lot of stuff that is pissed off and still trying to battle. So it's just, there's a few things that need to be cleaned up. We need to go to these other countries and clean up these other things, like Australia, Pine Gap. Haiti. There's places in Japan that need to be cleaned up. Like, you can transition some of these souls, and they deserve to be transitioned. And through the gates faster than we do, because they've been sitting there, and they gave their lives. It's just the way they died isn't really cool. So, and there are souls stuck there in Japan, China for sure, Russia. I like to travel the world, and to do it, it's going to take something. I know there's a new money coming in. It'll be exciting to see what that is. It's maybe coming out of Iraq, I bet, or something. Heard of some new money somewhere, but I haven't seen it yet, so I can't verify anything yet. I'm just talking from what I've heard. Anyway, I want to just let you know about that. I think that it's happening now. If you'll notice, the stock market's falling like a rock, and so it's not good for most people, most Americans at least. The American stock market's just falling. So it's kind of scary nowadays, but no time to fear. If you have a higher self, you're going to be fine, because your higher self should be taking care of you. As long as you have that conscious contact with Source, and you're working on, you're not all service to self. That stuff's got to end. It's got to be service to others. Because we're all connected anyway. Once you find out the totality of oneself, you realize that you're connected to everything. But to do it, you got to clean yourself up. I gave you the recapitulation exercise. Just start doing that. And I'd start now, because there is no other time to do it. It's not like you're going to live forever, so get with it. It takes a long time to go through your entire life. I've been working at it for years, and I'm still not through it, so keep working at it. It's not like you have to do it. You're not going to get this done in a night either, so don't plan on becoming Houdini overnight. It's not going to happen. So we just want you to I want you to know that we love you, and we're having fun. We've got a lot of stuff to do, so I'm going to let you go, and I appreciate you watching. Give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, you can shoot me an email. I'll leave it in the description. And you're welcome to shoot me an email. We do some energy work. I do scans, biospiritual scans as well. Figure out what's going on with you. See if you got any attachments that you don't want or need. See if you've got any entities floating around. Probably do. Most people do. So, especially if you're, drinking, smoking, all that stuff. I mean, and I'm not saying. I was so, kind of gifted, and so I had to just like numb myself out because I could feel and hear and see everything. So it just blew my mind. I had to just a lot of psychics end up doing drugs. So I was one of them. I had to kick all that stuff and straighten my ass out because it led me down deep into a place I just didn't want to be, and it's not a good place, and I don't want to see anybody there. So if you need a little bit of assistance, I know how to do that for you, and we can help you a lot. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's like 5G frequencies just coming in strong now. There's another solar flare. Meyer R1 radio blackout in progress. Wow. Sweet baby Jesus. So anyway, that's what's up. It's ascension. That's what's going on. That's why things are so weird. You think it's the way they taught you it is? No. Time to wake up, baby. Put on your sunglasses, because we're going to enter the golden age. That's what's exciting. You might have to sit by a campfire for a while before we get there, but whatever it takes. You might have to filter some water for a little while. Start growing your own vegetables or something. I don't know what it's going to take. Get some top ramen stored up. Get some canned food or something. Just eat some beans, some rice. Big bags of beans, big bags of rice. Just in case, the money market crashes. What are you going to do? If there's no groceries in the store, what are you going to do? So I want to make sure you realize that things could happen sooner than you think. So anyway, I love you guys. I want the very best. Just go ahead and leave your comments and your likes and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.